I'm now spending a few nights at Yosemite National Park, a couple of full days around the park, do some hiking. Staying here at the Yosemite Bug Hostel. It's actually pretty nice. Just staying in a tent cabin, which is a wooden framed hut with canvas over it, bed in it. It all looks fine for us. Just $75 a night. It's a nice little place. I'm quite looking forward to it. It's in kind of a wooded area. But yeah, it all looks good. Probably regret saying that because it's scheduled to get down to 0 degrees tonight. We haven't got any heating in the room, but stayed in a lot worse than that. This is some of the scenery around the Yosemite Bug Hotel. We have a little hike just around it, not very far, just around the property. It is very pleasant. Did have mixed feelings about staying at Yosemite Bug Hotel. I read some very mixed reviews about it, but I've got to say it's exactly how I would design a hostel if I was designing it. So showers are great, toilet's great, there's laundry, there's a kitchen for people to use, it's really clean. Yeah, it's great. Be interesting to see how social it is, because today I haven't really had to socialise with any other travellers, which is a bit unusual. Yeah, this is our first of 2 days at Yosemite, here at Lower Yosemite Falls. Just a little small hike through the forest to what is currently very dry Yosemite Falls, so there aren't any falls. But you can see the very dry riverbed here. Yosemite National Park is covered by America's Beautiful Pass, so no charge to get in, just show your pass and it's pretty easy. There wasn't much of a queue at the gate or anything like that, so it's all been pretty smooth sailing here. Though it is now into November. It's actually quite cold. It's very cold last night and this morning. We're in full winter gear, so plenty of parking at least, and actually really good hiking weather. It's bright sunshine, just quite cold. Hiked out now to Mirror Lake. Just walking around the valley floor. It's pretty flat, best undulating. There isn't actually a Mirror Lake here at the moment because it seems to have dried up, but it does give a really nice view all around of the cliffs surrounding the valley here. So that's quite pleasant, but basically got a sandy lake bed instead of Mirror Lake here at the moment. You can see it's a really bright sunshine day, and this is in November. I'd actually say this is kind of perfect weather really. Cold in the morning, it's warm but not scorching now, so it's a good time to come in November. The Merced River runs all the way through Yosemite and it's fed by various waterfalls. There's really not much water in the park at the moment, but you can see there is water down here. You can see the valley walls up above. Come out now to the Mariposa Grove, south end of the park. It's about an hour's drive from the centre of Yosemite. Still in the park though. And here you've got all of the giant sequoia trees. There's quite a few trails and walks to do of varying different lengths. See enormously large trees. These giant sequoias are the largest trees by volume, but the coastal redwoods do get to be a bit higher. We're actually going to see coastal redwoods at Giant Redwood National Park in about a week from now, so that should be pretty good. Up ahead's the grizzly giant, a famous tree. It's between 1,800 and 2,800 years old. Sequoias keep growing all through their lives, so this one's still growing. You can see the black marks at the base of the trunk. That's fire damage, and from down the years various fires are common here and a natural occurrence. Some of the branches are extremely thick as some of the other trees in the area. It's hard to capture exactly how tall these trees are, so there's one that's fallen on the ground. It's called the Fallen Monarch, which I'm walking along now. That's quite a good way to... I'm walking fairly quickly, so probably depending on the camera will show. And you can see just how very, very, very long it just goes on and on for. And it's not known when this tree fell down. Could have been it's quite some time ago. Obviously it's be home to many, many, many insects, as all rotten wood is. But it's just taken me something like 40 seconds to walk the full length of this tree. They really are impressive, and they're really sturdy trees as well, good girth on them. Starting our second day in Yosemite National Park, today we are going to do the 4-mile trail up to Glacier Point. It's actually a 4.6 mile trail each way, so best part of 10 miles, 9 or 10 miles. So quite early in the morning, 9:30, so you can see the sun on the rock here. Trails back to the other side of the car park. It's quite cold here. It's 0 degrees overnight, probably no more than about, it only gets up to 18 degrees at the best of times today, and it's probably significantly less than 10 degrees at the moment, so in quite a lot of heavy gear for the start of the trail. About a couple of kilometres along the 4.6 mile trail up to Glacier Point. Nice little view down into the valley below. Down there is where we left our car to start the trek. You can just leave your car right at the trailhead, or if that's full there's another couple of stops very close by. We went in the third one along. It's probably an extra half a mile on the trip, nothing too much. Starting to get up close to the top now. Can see the top of the various peaks without craning your neck usually up. Like all the American parks, this trail's super easy to follow, can't go wrong. It doesn't really need hiking boots, to be honest. There's a lot of people complain of sprained ankles on paths like this. I don't really know how you could sprain your ankle on something like this, but a lot of people seem to. So a bit after halfway up the trail, for the first half you're just basically doing switchbacks and lower bits through the forest, and then in the higher bit you get to see a few better views, but you're basically doing the same view a few metres higher. Probably after about 4k of the trail you come around a corner and you get to see a few of the other peaks in the park, so that's quite a nice bit of diversity. About 2/3 of the way up the 4 mile trail now. Looking down you get a really nice view of the Mercred River down there in the valley. You see we're getting close-ish to the top of the cliffs, but still a way to go yet. Now at the top of the 4 mile trail at Glacier Point, 4.6 miles from the trailhead. It took us 2.5 hours of leisurely hiking up, quite a few stops with photos and eating of apples and things. Squirrels up here as well, they get everywhere. But yeah, it's a nice view. I don't think it was the most remarkable trail in the world. It was very repetitive and dull, a lot of switchbacks, a lot of forest. It's okay, but nothing special. Yeah, it's a nice view from up here at Glacier Peak. You can see all the round valleys where you drive around and all the cars are down there. You park, and that's where we were hiking yesterday around Mirror Lake.
Let's go
and Yosemite Falls.
I've been here, so
So come down now from the 4 mile trail. It took us about 5 hours end to end with about 4 hours of hiking, an hour stopping for lunch and things. Just drove here to Tunnel View, another iconic site of Yosemite. It's quite nice, literally you drive out of a tunnel and you come to see, and you see this view. It's a little turn off in the viewpoint. It is just a stop in the viewpoint, but it is very pleasant. There is a waterfall down there as well. There's not a huge amount of water falling from it now. That's Bridal Veil Falls. The rock up on the right is a half dome, which is what we were looking across to before from Glacier Point. And the big rock on the left is El Capitan, which you can see from all over the park.